Welcome, everyone. Hello there. Greetings and welcome to Megalife21 Live. I'm your host, James P. Madonna of Megalife21 and the long-running internet talk show called Progressive Discussions. But I am here with my very good friend and most likely aside from Mr. Ken Thiessen, my one of my very best social media friends and an outstanding guest because we did one or two shows before. I don't know. We did two, right?
Yes, two for the price of one.
Yes, Mr. Mick Von Raven.
Greetings and salutations, James.
From Chicago, Illinois, and he has his White Sox T-shirt on because did the season start yet, or are they still in spring training?
It's on, and the Sox are doing surprisingly well for a club that's very much in the rebuilding mode.
I remember a knuckleball pitcher by the name of Wilbur Wood that you guys had back in the day, but we're talking about, you know, when you had Dick Allen and you had some
That Lemon, maybe?
you had sluggers there. You had real sluggers, but Wilbur Wood was one of those knuckleballers. Shit like Jim Cott, you know, he threw balloons. And usually that's good for people that can't really throw fastballs or do not have the ability to throw bullets. So if you master the knuckleball or the knuckle curve, it's a good thing because you know, too many fastballs will fuck up your
Career.
your shoulder, your joints. It's like overuse, like carpal tunnel syndrome, tennis elbow. You know, a big mistake is for a pitcher to throw too many fastballs. Wear and tear, you know. But anyway, I digress. Now you were telling me something about FBI James Comey being fired by
Got fired by
Trump the Trumpanzee, Trumpty Dumpty.
Yes. Why not fire him before he proves something on you, eh?
Well, people had ample opportunity and time to prove things against Hillary Clinton, and never happened. My God, you had WikiLeaks, Julian Assange, whatever the fuck his name is. You had Anonymous. You had the Republican. I mean, you had James Comey. And you know, nobody they according to the internet articles, they had all the goods on her, but it never happened.
Well, it's a lot of hot air, like a hot air balloon. They have all the goods. They do all these, you know, these investigations and come up with dick. They were going after the Russian connection with Chumpty Dumpty, and you know, quick fire the guy before he gets that, you know, to Michael Flynn and all that bullshit. But you know, let's go for the jugular here on our favorite.
Okay, all right, now because we could easily do a political show based on the fact that social media and the internet has legions of articles about who has the real heavy duty, deep down secret dirt. Scoundrels, but the dirt never
comes up, man.
In other words, it stays in the washing machine, but it never drains out of the washing machine.
Never surfaces to the top, man. They keep it just shuffling on the bottom.
And remember, before we get to the primary topic, which is a humdinger, before we get there, I just want to say is, remember, when you drain out the swamp, what you have left are bottom feeders and pond scum.
Oh, yeah.
So be careful about draining out the swamp, President Trump, because according to his cabinet, there are plenty of bottom feeders that he chose. So anyway, getting to the topic, this is a topic that's near and dear to my heart and Mick Von Raven's. It is social media, and particularly it is Facebook. Now, I'll tell my story, and then Mick will tell his story, or we'll banter back and forth. Once upon a time, I had my own website that I designed, and I had something called MySpace. I had that and my website. At the time, I might have just started my YouTube channel. I'm not sure. It might have been in the embryonic stage, but it was, I'd say it was beginning of 2012, give or take. And, you know, I had MySpace, and, you know, people were making fun of it because they said Facebook was the place to be. So load up the truck and move to Beverly, you know. So, oh, the first thing you know, oh, Jed's a million. No, I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So
no,
anyway,
Zuckerberg's a millionaire, bro.
Yeah, well, black gold, Texas tea. So anyway, they said that Facebook is easily used on smartphones. Now, at the time, I didn't have one, but I was very unimpressed by the appearance of Facebook. I found it to be very plain and drab looking, whereas with MySpace, I could custom design my own background, and animations worked. And oh, you should have seen the animations and the shit. I had lightning bolts, and I had stars flickering. I had flames. I'm telling you, I was able to really custom design MySpace, even though everyone made fun of it. Okay, because why? Because people started getting obsessed with their smartphones. At that time was the BlackBerry, I think. So, yeah, the BlackBerry was the Jordache jeans of smartphones. It was like the first. But anyway, I eventually started my Facebook page, and I didn't have any friends, and slowly I added them. And I was very bored with the way the pages looked. My profile was very boring. It was very drab. I could not design anything, custom design. Animations won't work. So I started developing groups on Facebook based on different topics, and a page called Progressive Discussions. And thank God I still have that now, even though I'm waiting for my co-host and a friend of over 30 years, the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman, to reinstate me as administrator. So what happened was, and you'll find out why I have to be reinstated. I developed the groups based on different topics. I put a lot of time into those groups, many photos uploaded, a lot of information, a lot of valuable information. I built the groups up to be quite large. My favorite and my largest group, may it rest in peace, because someone else has it in their possession, and they, well, I'll tell you the story. Holistic Health Talk was the largest of my 5 groups. I have over 6,000 members, but the other groups, the political group, Hard Hitting Truth, I have almost 4,000 there. And then I have, I started an international food and drink group called Everything is Food. And I started a group about fitness called the International Brotherhood of Palavans. And I also started a group based on a goof named after the Seinfeld episode about the show that's about nothing. And it's called The Group is About Nothing. This group is about nothing. So I made that group everything and anything goes, no rules. Why? Because I got sick and tired of people on other groups, other people's groups that I joined, constantly threatening me every time I said anything critical, anytime I critiqued anyone or anything, even people on television. If I critiqued people on the Food Channel, they would say, I'm negative, I'm bringing toxicity, negativity, I'm toxic. Meanwhile, I'm telling the truth, Mick. I'm just being honest. But, you know, these people are Pollyannas, and you have to walk around with a big phony saccharine sweet smile on your face all the time and kiss everybody's ass. So anyway, I got so sick and tired of being threatened to be kicked off other people's groups. I quit the groups. Of course, I cursed them out and told them off really good before I left. I used every name in the book, you know, and I called them out, you know, for street fighting, you know, if they happen to be in my area. Especially one guy named Red Rooster, that fucking prick. I had a big falling out about Cheese Whiz and Velveeta. He insisted that Cheese Whiz and Velveeta is real cheese and one of the best things that ever came out in the food industry. And I said, you are a low-class idiot, because that is not real cheese. That's processed cheese food. So anyway, we had a big falling out. It was a beer group called what the hell is it? Honest Beer Reviews. But you couldn't be honest, because if they didn't like what you said, they threatened to throw you off. So how honest could it be, right? Yeah, right, exactly. So I decided to create a group that had no rules, where nobody would be censored. And all my groups were more or less uncensored, except if we get trolls that try to disrupt things and not post applicable comments to the group, which is only fair. You got to keep things within topic. So I was running the groups very well. Then what happened is a so-called fair weathered friend, or fair feathered, whatever the saying is, a professional wrestler who was in the movie with Mickey Rourke and Marissa Tomei called The Wrestler, Mr. Andrew Anderson. He gives me a link of photos, risque photos that just came out, just leaked out, where Charlotte Flair, WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, the daughter of Nature Boy Ric Flair, had taken selfies. Well, you could see somebody else was taking her photos also, because they were panoramic and they were, you know, a selfie is very limited in the amount of your body that you get, you know, based on the length of your arms, unless you're a friggin' orangutan, you know. But then you have the selfie stick. That's it. All right. So anyway, there were photos of Charlotte Flair in her underwear and totally naked. It looked like a hotel room bathroom. So what did I do? I posted it on the group that was supposed to have no rules, where anything goes.
And it was just a link, right?
Huh?
It was just a link, right?
It was a link, but I downloaded on every photo. I have them on my hard drive.
I imagine that you're bright as an American, but I mean, within the group, posting a link is just a link.
Is a link. Now, what happened was this politically correct, Hillary Clinton loving, pandering neoliberal by the name of Tom Nolan ratted me out. He claims he made a mistake and he clicked the wrong button, and he profusely apologized to me. And I says, you know what? It's too late. What happened was Facebook first banned.
Fucking report a friend accidentally.
Yeah, accidentally, right?
Is he actually shooting you?
Yeah, oh, you mean like when Dick Cheney accidentally shot his buddy in the face while hunting.
Really?
But meanwhile, when he was hunting, the animals were penned in. They were in a yeah, the animal was cornered in it was a fenced-in area, so it wasn't like real hardcore big game hunting, you know.
So this bag reported you on accident.
Yeah. Oh, please forgive me. I shot you in the face. Oh, jeez.
Exactly.
So anyway, yeah. So he clicked on the wrong button, and what happened was I was banned for 3 days, which is the initial punishment Facebook dishes out. And when you're banned for 3 days, you cannot comment, you cannot upload anything. You can't do anything except instant message your friends or inbox them, which is the same shit. So
I couldn't even do that sometimes, Jimmy, but go on, man.
really, so this is what happened. The same night, minutes after I was punished by being banned for 3 days, Facebook starts booting me, logging me off, and showing me every single naked photo of Charlotte Flair, saying, "Take this. Oh, you have shown the naked photo. It's against our
community standards."
Our community standards. Yes, standards. I'm going to get to that. Community standards. I think something like remove it immediately. Now, how the hell am I going to remove the photos immediately if I am barred from doing anything for 3 days? I can't. I have no power. So they kept on antagonizing me, and I just like went off on them. I says, I can't remove them. I'm barred for 3 days. I'm banned. I have no power to remove them. So then I get a message that my account is terminated, it is disabled. I go, and then I realized I lost all my groups, I lost my pages, I lost everything. Everything, all my photos, everything I ever downloaded on. So I wrote an appeal because they let me do that. I says, how am I going to remove the pages if I'm banned for 3 days? I says, you did not give me the opportunity to remove Charlotte Flair's photos because I was being punished and banned for 3 days. So I was disabled from doing it for 3 days. So they said, they sent me a message back. No, you're gone. You're permanently, your account has been permanently disabled. And
Deleted.
yeah, deleted, blah, blah, and all that shit. And I go, and then I really went off and I told them off big time. And I said, I will go on the media for many years to come and telling this story, and I will bash you to the end of time, to the end of days, because it is not fair. My hands are tied. How on earth can I remove the photos if I'm banned for 3 days, which means this cunt, Mary, from Facebook corporate, and some dude named Bruce Wayne. Yeah, right.
Okay, Bruce.
Yeah, real name, right. Bruce Wayne says, you know, no, they ignored my appeal. Now it's common sense if you're barred for 3 days, you can't do anything. So I told them, you know, I says, I'm going to do everything in my power just to tell the truth about Facebook. And the truth is based on the so-called community standards of Facebook. They're so moral. They have a list of community standards. Oh, really? You're so moral, and you're so hung up on the possibility that you might offend someone, and we have to walk on eggshells, and we have to be thin-skinned because we might offend someone. And you're so anti-sexuality and in this case, anti-nudity,
anti-human.
Right. Meanwhile, you allow legions and droves of scammers with fake American profiles, mostly from Ghana and Nigeria, into Facebook. You know, I wish I had a quarter or a buck for every fake profile that hit me up for money using fake, young, attractive, Caucasian, young women that look like models. Now, I don't think there are any professional Caucasian models living in Nigeria, you know, and I already know the red flags, how to tell a fake profile. It's easy. Their cell phone is always broke. They don't have a webcam. They have usually one, or if you're lucky, 2 photos, very few friends, no front cover, and no personal information about themselves, nothing whatsoever. So I already know the red flags. But don't bombard me every day and night with these fake profiles. And every time, Mick, every time I downloaded or posted anything on the Progressive Discussions page, I would constantly get harassed by Facebook for me to spend money to boost my post. $3, $5, $10 to boost the popularity of my upload and my post.
I was told by Facebook that pages are for selling now. They used to be for hobby and fun. Now they're for fucking selling.
Could you imagine how much they would hit you up for boosting money if you had a business-oriented page? I mean, they would probably be on your ass. If they were on my ass nonstop with annoying pop-ups that you can't eliminate. There's no X in the corner to close them out. Boost it. $3, $5, $10. Oh yeah, sure. Every time I upload an image, you want me to give you $5 or $10. Yeah, right. Big nose, eagle beak, Zionist Zuckerberg. I'm going to give you $5 or $10 every time I upload a political banner on my page. Fuck you. There's no way. So
tell you about those fake profiles real quick. My favorite is when they're in your city, your exact city. I'm in the suburbs. They happen to live right in my fucking suburb. It's hilarious.
Oh, you know who does that? Online dating. They show you all these hot-looking modeling photos of young females, and they all live in your area. They all live in your town. Oh, sure they do. But you know how that's another thing. The spamming, the advertisement that Zuckerberg throws at you nonstop, the constant spamming, it's unbelievable. Even though I have something on Google Chrome that blocks advertisements and pop-ups, I still get bombarded with advertisement on Facebook. It's relentless. And I think there's something fishy about the amount of fake profiles that come at you every day and night, and the spamming. I think that this Zionist big-nosed motherfucker must be in on it, on this scamming. Maybe he gets a piece of the action.
Yeah.
How does it all take place? I mean, how does he allow this all to happen?
Let me tell you something, James.
Yeah.
A couple things I want to put out there real quick. Community standards that allow fucking murder and rape on Facebook Live, that's fucking outrageous. So you've heard about that shit, right? Oh, we didn't catch it till they were dead or raped. And as far as, community standards, they're fucking out the window on Facebook. They're hypocritical assholes. And as far as, I used to play a lot of games back in the day. There was word that if you paid, you could cheat. If you paid, you could cheat.
Oh, lovely.
So that gives you an idea what goes on at Facebook.
I know with Google, if you pay, you end up on the first page of a browser search.
Yeah, many people do pay.
So you can pay to cheat. So greed has gotten so bad that that being dishonest is fashionable now. It's in vogue. I would not lower my integrity like many people have, and I mean, because I know about the horrible, gory videos that end up on Facebook
Live.
And, yeah.
Here's the other thing. The technology on Facebook sucks. They spent all their money on Facebook Live. There's all kinds of errors on Facebook. If you turn off notifications for a post, you keep getting them. Facebook is not keeping up with the times technology-wise. And as far as the ban for 3 days, James, I've been banned for 30 days, 5 times, I think, or more. 30.
Well, that's the next punishment after 3 days.
And I couldn't even message anyone. I couldn't like things. Facebook I believe they have people there that single us out and follow our every move. I went out of Facebook prison only to end back in it within hours in the past.
It is loaded. You're right. It's loaded with constant glitches, and quite often the punishment doesn't always last 3 days or 30 days. I've been in Facebook prison many times, and other people have, for different reasons, not sexuality, not nudity, but for other reasons. Censorship is alive and well with Facebook. It is a corporate fascist regime. It is corporate fascism. They use censorship. They monitor people, and they are just like the Republican Party. They are hypocrites beyond hypocrite. I mean, the community standards. I want to attack the community standards on this show quite often.
Let me tell you something. As James Carey used to say over there on Living Color. Let me show you something. What happens on Facebook is they made me send my motherfucking license to them, a copy of it to prove who I was. I created other profiles with other emails to try to get on groups. They deleted all those accounts and disabled them. They're Nazis, dude, and they're very one-sided. No appeal has ever helped me. They don't even tell me half the time what I did wrong. All it takes is if I start complaining about you, you're in trouble. That's all it takes is me to complain about you. Nothing else. Just a complaint about a post or anything, and all of a sudden Facebook's on your ass like fucking a diaper.
They're so thin-skinned and walking on eggshells and afraid of offending people. I never believed in censorship. If a person doesn't like something, change your channel or quit the group. You know what I mean? Don't disrupt an entire lifestyle and an entire genre, interest, hobby, or whatever. People that have things in common. Don't be a disruption on an entire organization or group just because you don't like it. I tell people ahead of time what the group is about, that I'm not about censorship, and that particular group has no rules, because I just lost my cool and blew my stack about people threatening to throw me off their groups. I mean, everything I said about individuals on the food channel was true. I did mention things like Paula Dean being a double dipper and sucking on her fat fingers and sticking them back in the food with her rings on and unsanitary. Rachel Ray is extremely annoying to listen to, so on and so forth. Oh, they said, oh, you're negative. You're toxic. We don't allow that in our group. I said, what do you want me to do? You want me to lie and say, walk around with, like Jill Stein with a permanent saccharine sweet smile, like a car dealer, like this. Never goes away. I give you like a jack-o'-lantern. You want me to be? I could be a Pollyanna and be phony, but I'm not that way. You know, I'm very honest. And
well, my favorite is when you post something to a group and it's on topic, and then people, I'm offended. Well, it's the topic of the group. Get some fucking guts and deal with it.
Yeah, deal with it. I mean, or if you don't like a hot-looking swimsuit model doing something risque with a albino Burmese python wrapped around her body, or
man, move on.
Leave. If you know the nature of the group, leave. Don't rat us out. Don't complain about it, because these pussies at Facebook main headquarters, they are so afraid of offending somebody. They want everybody to be pleased when they go online and log in. I don't go online to please people. I don't go online. I don't log in, boot up the computer. and log into websites to make everybody happy. I'm there as a messenger to spread the real hard-hitting truth and to do my best in spreading that truth. And I'm only a messenger, and I try my best to spread the real truth. And you know, you got to understand something. Yes, there is a lot of fake news on the internet today. That is true. But people like Donald Trump, they could accuse a progressive organization of fake news. Meanwhile, they're telling him things that he does not want to hear. If you get upset hearing the truth about yourself and somebody hits a raw nerve, right away you call it fake news. So what is everything you don't want to hear is fake news? I mean, there's a lot of accurate information, but it depends on where you get the source of the information. Like, I think Our Revolution with Jeff Weaver and Bernie Sanders, I think that's a very highly respected organization. Democracy Now! With Amy Goodman is respectable. You know, these are very good sources. Anonymous, I always respected them, even though they never really helped out Julian Assange, you know, nail the big boys. You know, they never really nailed anybody, but they still have good information. Alex Jones, I don't respect. You know, I am a conspiracy theorist because many conspiracy theories come true. I do respect Jesse Ventura quite a bit. He has a show on Aura TV called Off the Grid. I always loved everything he did, even when he had conspiracy theory on True TV, which, by the way, they took his show off the air, and you don't even see the reruns. And True TV got influence, I think, by the government to take them off the air. But thank God they're on YouTube. Thank God for YouTube, you know. Conspiracy theory on True TV, the series. Yeah,
I'm talking about news. Claire Media bought WGN here in Chicago, and they're going to have 70% of the market, and they got that because they gave Donald Trump favorable press reviews and such. They were favorable. They gave him priority. So he allowed it so they can become a giant monopoly.
So if you pet his orange hair,
Exactly.
pet him, and you make nice with him, then good things happen. You know, it sounds like office politics with an asshole CEO running the company. You know, you say if you say anything truthful that's critical, then you're fired the next day. You know, it really. I always despise the corporate environment, the corporate ladder. I don't play that kind of game because, you know, I basically tell you the truth. I'm honest with you. What bothers me the most, aside from losing everything I did since 2012, Mick von Raven, is that the very people that I have appointed as administrators on my largest groups, I was nice enough to appoint them because I believed in them, and they were friends of mine, supposedly. They are blowing me off. After I asked them, they're blowing me off in terms of making me administrator and bringing me back to the fold, to the very groups that I created.
That is bullshit, man.
You know, I made them administrator, but now they're power hungry and they want to have total control over the groups that I built and I created.
And invited them.
Yeah, so what I did today, Mick, was I quit all the groups.
Wow, man.
I quit all the groups, and let me tell you something. It's a good thing that I developed a holistic health talk section on my page, Progressive Discussions. I have developed a tribute section to heroes, people I consider heroes, like Native Americans, and different people like that that deserve that much respect. I have a tribute to George Carlin. I have all George Carlin
truth tellers ever.
He's way ahead of his time. He was much more than a comedian ever was. I mean, I got a tribute to him. I got Frank Zappa too. I like Frank Zappa. Was very smart. Yeah, very smart man. But I have all. There's a lot of albums that are quite large. I have a science album dedicated to Nikola Tesla, who never got the credit he deserved. Instead, the suck-up corporate sellout Thomas Edison that ended up in our history books, he got the credit, and we were never told about these other greats like Wilhelm Reich and Nikola Tesla. They were ostracized because they wanted to do the right thing.
With the
yeah, like the fact that electricity is all around us, it's in the ground, it's everywhere, and
paying for it.
And there's plenty of electricity for the whole world to receive for free. And the powers that be, the corporate oligarch, didn't want to go for that. So they went with the guy who, you know, really got buried by Nikola Tesla, Thomas Edison, and because he was willing, you know, to sell the electricity. And but it goes on and on. You know, it goes from there to marijuana to here and there. I admire Prime Minister Trudeau of Canada. You know, he's a progressive. But getting back to social media.
Hey, let me tell you.
Go ahead.
Quick. And mentioned the situation that you were in, and he never even fucking replied ever.
No, I didn't get replies from any of these boy wonders. None of them.
No support from any of them, eh?
No, they become totally power hungry. Actually, one of them, the administrator, I don't want to mention any names in this particular show because I want to see how this plays out. The administrator of this group is about nothing. The second he realized that my account was terminated, he quickly changed the front cover of the group.
Whoa.
It's not the fact that I don't like the front cover, because the front cover is in Jerry Seinfeld's style. It says nothing, but it's in the Seinfeld style. I actually think it's quite clever, but it's the fact that he changed it so fucking quick, like almost overnight, after, you know, realizing there was no grieving process. It's like, oh, James is gone, it's all mine. Oh, it's all mine. Like the leprechaun with the pot of gold. It's all mine. You know, and the same thing happened with the administrator of my Pride and Joy, Holistic Health Talk, and the International Food group. Now, I just want to salute another good guy who ended up being pretty cool, like yourself, and it's Mr. Dave Coulter. Okay, I want to give a shout out to Dave Coulter. He's a craft beer expert, and he contributes a tremendous amount to my former group on the Everything is Food concerning his craft beer reviews, and he does very entertaining videos on YouTube. He puts them on the group. He has the balls to put his mug on video and give his honest craft beer reviews. Anybody who's not afraid to get on cyberspace video, for the world and the universe to see. I respect people that just type and are afraid to be audio or video recorded, are spineless, pusillanimous, pipsqueak cowards, pigeon-livered.
Yes, they are, brother.
Pigeon-livered. I would eat their liver raw with a little soy sauce or teriyaki sauce on there. They are no damn good. But the people who get on video, I respect. So my salute to Dave Coulter, the king of all craft beer, and hey, the other guy from Louisiana, he's pretty good. Jay Therideau, the Cajun gentleman. He does a lot of wine reviews and some beer, but he taught me a lot about crawfish and Cajun food, crawdaddies, and things I didn't know, and also Jeff Bankins, the man with the world's strongest neck from Louisiana. He's in the Guinness Book of World Records. He pulls SUVs with his head, with his neck,
wow,
with a harness on. He pulls SUVs. Yeah, and he's in the Guinness Book, and he does strongman competition. Mr. Jeff Bankins, I salute you. And, of course, Ken Thiessen, my buddy. Ken Thiessen, former WWE star and personal trainer extraordinaire and character actor, commercial model. He was in Saturday Night Live. He worked with Adam Sandler. He did some episodes, and he's in Boca Raton, Florida. He has a book out about a beautiful family-oriented book about a blue jay. They rescued a baby blue jay, and they took care of it, and it grew up into a beautiful bird, and the blue jay became a part of the family. You know, he lands on their hand, he comes into their kitchen, he hand feeds them the blue jay. The name is Gracie. The Adventures of Gracie is in a bookstore now. You know, so this is how great animals are. You know, they don't forget you when you save them. But anyway, I thought I was going to be an absolute madman because I am very angry. But I think I said a lot about my story. I am very disappointed in the people that I appointed as administrator. They
so-called friends on Facebook, man.
So-called friends on social media, so-called friends. And what's the old saying? When you hit rock bottom, you find out who your real friends are.
Yeah.
You know, but I know you have had many a run-in with the hypocritical community standards, which is nothing but a fancy word for a corporate fascist dictatorship run by the Zionist Eaglebeak.
Mark Zuckerberg.
Fuckerberg.
Hold on.
This calls for a little venom. I don't want to do anything comical because I'm in no mood to do anything comical, but you remember Billy Bones.
Yes.
All right. And I also have the voodoo doll. Let me see. I have the voodoo doll.
You need some voodoo to stay on social media because there's so much bullshit going against you right when you walk through the door.
Motherfucking son of a bitch. Facebook, you see this here? Well, I don't want to take my spell, my personal spell off the voodoo doll, but you fuck. Mary from corporate office and so-called Bruce Wayne, whatever the hell you call yourself, Dick Grayson, Dick Prickcock, Dick Trouser, Dick Cummins, whatever name you choose to use, fake name, just like the fake profiles, the scammers that you people get a cut out of. You don't want to hear an appeal. Why do you offer an appeal?
It's like talking to a wall. It is, I swear to God. They don't listen to shit. Only complaints received. That's all they care to fuck about.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know,
and they always threaten you. They threaten you whenever they can. We're gonna throw you off. We're gonna throw you off. Can't believe they fucking did that to you. That's bullshit, man. After you, all the things you offered, Facebook, the health, the you know, the honest political views, they don't like.
Well, I try to offer quality because there's, God knows, we need a lot of quality on social media. There are many idiots that go on and all they talk about is what they had for lunch, what they're gonna have for dinner. Oh, here's my cute little kitten. Oh, my child, my child. Oh, like they're the only ones that ever gave birth and raised children. Nobody else has ever had a child. Their child did this, their child did that. My dog, my cat, my this, blah, 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 blah. You know, pictures of flowers, pictures of bunny rabbits, and what they're doing for the weekend. Oh, I think I'm going to go see that movie. Oh, I think I'm going to, you know what? Do you realize what's going on in the world today? Right here in the United States, where over 20 some odd million people are losing their health care thanks to the right-wing demons, you know, and Fukushima is poisoning the Pacific Ocean, and it's reaching California, and all the other atrocities and evil doings that are going on, and people just want to make nice on Facebook. But that's what Facebook likes. As soon as you start being truthful, they don't like it.
I could tell you, I had Facebook delete a group called "For Those That Wish to See." They deemed it unnecessary. And then I started a page called "For Those That Wish to See." They fucking deleted that too.
Unnecessary.
They didn't find it because, you know, I wasn't selling anything. They weren't getting a cut. They weren't getting a boost. You know, I started a new page and they fucking had me in limbo for a while, looking good, and then they let it loose. And I don't know. I guess the person that was, you know, watching me must have quit or something, because they left me alone for like at least 30 days or more. Which, you know, Facebook usually fucks with you every other day. Seriously, man. I'm deadly serious. When they're out to get you, they're constantly bugging you.
It's almost like they randomly do things. There's no...
Please log in to continue. Yeah.
There's no... I wonder if that booting you out and making you log back in unnecessarily, I wonder if there's more to that than meets the eye.
Hey, you're out of focus, Jimmy.
So I'm going in. Yeah, you're right about that. I get blurry and then I get sharp again.
Right now, you're very blurry, sir.
I know. Oh, there I go.
Hey, the hard-hitting truth. When I go to look for admins, it says one admin and then says none when I go to look to see who it is. So
there's only one admin on Hard Hitting Truth. That's Sash Boyle. He's the admin of this group. Is about.
That's the one who I messaged, by the way, about your situation. He never contacted me.
Yeah, he's the one that quickly changed the front banner of the front cover of the group where all the controversy started, and he's the one that never accepted my my request to be a member,
to be the admin again, like you should be.
No, he wouldn't even accept me being a member of Hard Hitting Truth, let alone an admin.
Meaning you asked him, and he because sometimes these people don't even look for new members. They let your request sit forever.
Well, I was always on top of that, and I had it there for ever since the night I was my account was terminated. I had the request sitting there, and I got tired of it sitting there because I was seeing
Other people getting added?
Well, there was no response to the man who created the groups and built them. There was no no compassion or empathy, or say, look, guy,
No,
uh,
man.
yeah, well, he used to pre-record monologues, political monologues, progressive monologues.
How long ago was that? I never saw any of them.
Yeah, they're on. I used to put them on the weekly talk show, Progressive Discussions, that I do with the Reverend Dr. William J. Eisenman. I used to put them on there, and then he noticed he didn't like. I know he has said that he doesn't like when me and other people in the organization, in the groups, talk about the Zionists being very much involved with the evil oligarchy and the big banks. He says we're a bunch of anti-Semites, which means that he is not 100% progressive, but he might be partially neoliberal, like the very people he talks against, the very people he criticizes. He says neoliberals are no good, like the Hillary Clinton supporters, but he feels he doesn't want to accept the I don't know if you want to call it conspiracy theory, that there is a Zionist connection with the big banks, the secret societies, the Freemasons, so and so and so. Yeah, Israel with Netanyahu. He doesn't want to accept that because he doesn't want anyone to call him a bigot or anti-Semite. Which is a sign of being ultra liberal, a little too much. What about reality? What about what's real?
Yeah, you got to keep it in fact, keep it real.
Yeah, but if it's real and it's something you don't want to hear, I mean, it's still reality. It's still truth, even though you might not like it. I mean, look, the community standards. I mean, I didn't create Facebook.
Whose standards? Whose community? Where do they get this shit from?
Community standards is anybody who gets offended that decides to complain about you, and all of a sudden the community standards kicks in, and I mean, look, they were showing me the naked photos of Charlotte Flair. I mean, they were naked. I mean, she did look all washed out without her cosmetics on. I grant you, she looks nothing. She didn't have the spray tan on. She didn't have the makeup on. They look really. When women say they're putting their face on, they're telling the truth. They really are putting their face on. But they were naked, And hey, the guys, all the guys in the group loved it. They were all giving it kudos and clicking like. But somebody, now how on earth would Facebook know about Charlotte Flair's photos if there's other sexually oriented images on that group? Okay, obviously. How would they know so quickly if I saw for several seconds, Mick Von Raven, I saw a screen that signified that Tom Nolan reported something on the group. It came up like several seconds, and for some reason, usually you don't get tipped off who's like complaining about you, who's ratting you out. Usually, you don't get tipped off.
It's because you were the administrator. That's why.
I was getting tipped off, and he's the guy that used to buck heads with me, defending Hillary Clinton. How on earth could you find the logic to defend Hillary when you have somebody with honesty and integrity like Bernie Sanders running, and you have Hillary Clinton, you know, who has so many skeletons in her closet. I mean, you know, I just don't get American people. I think they cut their nose off to spite their face. You know, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah, I was remembering the 2014 election. You know, we were doing the same thing back then too, with the political banners and the online discussions and the debates. And it was the same thing. We were all showing so much evidence about what the real truth is. And guess what? The morons still elected the right-wing Republicans. You know, they still elected the corporate whores. You know, see, that's another thing. I had a falling out with a Gary No. I don't know if you know who he is. He's like, yeah, he's like a big holistic health, famous radio show activist and nutritionist, and he's a political activist. He's progressive, but he's a little like hipster liberal, like Jill Stein. So he got mad because I called Oprah Winfrey corporate whore. Well, Oprah Winfrey was first promoting non-GMO organic food, and all of a sudden she started defending Monsanto's GMO food. She did a flip-flop. Well, what do you want me to say? She's a corporate prostitute, corporate harlot. Oh, she sold out to Monsanto. Oh boy, because I said whore. He says, James, that's a little harsh. You should raise, you know, when you talk online, you should raise the bar. You need to raise the bar. So I can't. So whore is bad. Why? Because the way it sounds, whore. You know, like,
or somebody that does something for money. It's whether it's fucking or promoting products that are bullshit.
It's synonymous with prostitute, harlot. You know, it's synonymous. It means the same. It's just, it's like
body or selling your fucking soul.
Yeah, maybe you know, maybe they feel it sounds harsh, like the word cunt. You know, whore. You know what? He's full of shit. He just doesn't want any. I was told he doesn't want any negativity. Here we go again with the Pollyannas. Negativity. Oh, you're being toxic. He accused me of being negative and toxic. Oh, it's overused words. Like in fitness, the word core is overused. Oh, I got to take care of my core. Oh, my core is getting and improving my core.
You take too much protein. That's another problem. You only need a certain amount of protein. They're fucking want you to take enough protein to kill you.
Well, too much protein puts a strain on your kidneys.
It's just not good for you. That's a problem. One of the problems with some of these yahoos.
Well, Americans definitely will never have a protein deficiency. So, you know, so that's why I tell people, you really don't need to spend, you know, $30 on a can of protein powder drink, because, man, Americans eat a lot of meat. And I mean, you being in Chicago with all the sausages and
pizza, lots of sausage pizza.
Oh, I love it. Pepperoni, sausage, mushrooms. I mean, but you know, I like smoked sausage. I go to the Polish butcher where they, you know, he's got the big piles of wood outside. You know, he's smoking everything imaginable. Smokehouse. I get the kielbasa. I get 5 pounds of kielbasa at a time. I put it in the freezer.
There's your protein. Now, they used to have the stockyards in Chicago way before my time, so we're used to a lot of hearty meats here, and that's for damn sure.
Oh yeah, you know, getting good beef, getting ribeye steaks are probably easier for you than in a lot of parts of the country. I think, you know, I never knew Nebraska was the biggest beef producer.
Bigger than Kansas?
Yeah, Nebraska edges them out. I guess that's why the company's called Omaha Steaks.
Ah,
You know, but they're kind of pricey, but I've had their products and they're excellent quality. I usually get these. I won't stand for anything less than an 8-ounce hamburger. You know, I don't like anything puny. I like either 8 ounces or up. You know, ribeye steak is good. Black Angus. Well, that's another overused word. Black Angus. Like one time I had a roast beef sandwich at Hardee's. I don't know if you got them by you.
they've gone out of business over here.
Yeah, we got the meat. What is the commercial? We got the meat.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's Arby's. Yeah, they've gone out of business.
Arby's. I'm sorry, I said Hardee's. Arby's. We've got the meat. Yeah, I had a roast beef sandwich. You know what it was, Mick? It was like steak. It was like simulated.
It's pressed meats, is what it is, Jimmy.
Pressed meat, steakum. Yeah, it wasn't real like the old Roy Rogers roast beef sandwich. You know, it was
an advertisement on Sam's Club for Kobe steaks for like 3 of them for $100. Yeah, frozen, sent to you. Get the hell out of here.
Well, Kobe steaks. If money is no object, and you won the Powerball lottery, you really want to buy them.
A few of those, eh?
You know, I mean, what they do is they massage the cattle, they give them beer, they're nice to them. Who knows? Maybe they jerk them off
Right before they slaughter the fuckers.
Stuck on their balls or whatever, and before they kill them. It's like
lounge.
Hey, I think a lot of women work that way too, right? They make nice with the guy, you know, schmooze him and butter him up good.
They kill him.
Marinate them. Oh, that's when you first date them. Then if you get married, then they all of a sudden, you know, all that niceness goes away. They start complaining about you. You know, then they start letting themselves go as they're complaining about you, and it's always about money. You know, women have this obsession about money, but it's your money that they're worried about.
Some women make it wrong. Huh? Not all, some. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, I respect a real feminist, independent feminist who's not a hypocrite. A hypocrite feminist is one that is smart. She makes her own money. She's independent, but she wants you to pay for the date all the time. She won't give you it. Now, I dated this one girl, mixed race black girl. She was she was an attorney in both New Jersey and New York. Very pretty, tall, and she was. I respected her a lot. I mean, she insisted on paying for her half of the date. She even paid for her half of the tip. And there were others that were like skinks. You know, the lizard skink. They're very short arms and deep pockets. Most of the women that I run into, short arms, deep pockets. So they were cheap fucks, is what I'm saying. They didn't even offer money for the tip. I mean, come on, $2, $3 for a tip. You can't even. I'm buying the damn food. You can't even put the tip down. A lot of it was interracial dating. A lot of them. Unfortunately, some of them date the white guy because they're attracted to them, and some of them think, like a lot of foreigners, other races look at the white man as like a big gigantic dollar sign with 2 legs.
Yikes!
You know, they literally think that. You know, but there's so many predators out there, Mick Von Raven. There's so many predators. You just have to keep your red flag antennas up and be aware.
Predators on Facebook as well, my brother.
You know, and those words keep on going through my mind because they're really pissing me off. Community standards. You are bombarding me with harassment to give you money to boost my posts and comments, uploads, whatever. You're throwing scamming fake profile people at me with hard luck stories, asking me to send them money, Western Union or whatever. You know, they never verify themselves. You know, if it's so excessive, I really believe that somebody at corporate office must be getting a cut. Otherwise, why is it so excessive?
It's a crock of shit. And you know what do they call like witch hunts? That's what it is, dude. You know, anybody decent or good on Facebook is messed with constantly. They want you to be on there and be very vanilla and very, you know, like a good pedestrian walking down the street. They don't want individualism. They want you to promote and pay for this, pay for that.
Like let's say you started a new group that was pure rebellious heavy metal. Okay. All heavy metal lyrics are all about, you know, aggression. They might be about war. They might have a message that happens to be true, you know, like really hard-hitting messages. And you had all these videos with these lyrics, and I bet somebody in Facebook would complain eventually, you know, a bellyache about it. What about the page you have with all those perfect 10 women posted?
Well, you know what? So far, knock on simulated wood, they first wanted that page deleted, and then they let it go. I don't know, because maybe free press. I said, hey, what's wrong with freedom of speech? And those pictures are all from Facebook.
Wait a minute. That page at one time was deleted by Facebook?
A page like it was.
Like it.
Just like
those women were like swimsuit models and then some.
Yeah, all found on Facebook, brother. All posts I found on Facebook, I'd share on these pages, and Facebook would go wild, you know?
But I've seen many profiles
Full
of women, professional women that were in the risque photography business, models. I mean, there are, oh my God, there's even transgender people that make porno movies.
And post on Facebook?
That have a Facebook profile that promote what they do. They do porn. They do transgender porno movies. One of them is famous.
And that's okay, but what you did was wrong.
Yeah, posting Charlotte Flair. Why? Because of this fucking neoliberal Hillary Clinton, a chocha chomping or coochie chomping dude happened to hit the wrong button.
That's a crock of shit.
Complain about.
Okay. I saw some of those pictures when we were talking, and it wasn't, the crime doesn't fit, the punishment doesn't fit the crime, because frankly speaking, the pictures aren't that good. And you don't accidentally report somebody. That never happens, ever. Never in my lifetime.
The photos were more, the photos were women in their swimsuits on your page were more, exuded more sexuality than a washed out Charlotte Flair.
She's seen better days, man.
Yeah, she was really freaking washed out. I mean, it's one thing I got to say about like women of color, women from the tropics. Not only do they age very well, and not only do they have very supple, soft skin, but they just don't get like washed out looking, and they don't really get wrinkles when they're middle aged either, you know. But there are women that without their cosmetics, I don't know how they end up in the spotlight and make a ton of money. When, you know, how they look without their cosmetics. I mean, you know, the poor sucker. I mean, years ago, it makes me think. I met somebody on a Saturday in the golden age of disco, and I took her out for lunch on the Sunday afternoon with the bright sun out, and I was frightened when the door when the door opened up and she was there without any makeup in the bright sun. I'm like, my God, what was I seeing? I must have been drinking a lot that night.
Yeah, it happens both ways. Some women will go with guys that are wearing wigs and see him without the wig, and he looks 100 years older. It happens.
Hey, you know, one of my favorite banners was that I had on the food group. It was a picture of a man smiling. Well, it was a drawing of a man smiling, holding a drink, and he says, "The only reason why I drink is to make you more interesting." I think that just cracked me up. I drink to make you more interesting. I just thought that was funny. I don't know.
Well, it's good to see you in good spirits under the circumstance, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, but I was getting too overly, I don't want to say obsessed, but I was, well, yeah, I was obsessing over the groups a little too much. You know, every little thing that was going on or everything that was not going on that I felt should. Yeah, I know two things would give a person's group or page tons of likes and tons of members. Number one, if it's sexually oriented, like a dating page with people that want to swing or people that just want to get laid or so, forget it. You'll have like hundreds of thousands of members. Or a particular hobby that happens to be popular. You know, like
I have to tell you, the dating pages on Facebook are bullshit. I've been on many of them. Not a damn thing's going on.
Fake profiles. You know how many? When I joined two of them, you know how many fake profiles inboxed me?
100. By the way, one of them had transgender looking for a date, and it was a picture of a woman that was pretending it was a. You know, many quote unquote transgender pictures are women, because no man can look that good no matter what he does.
Well, there are, from what I was told, that let's say a transgender escort or anybody advertising on, let's say, Backpage, because they can't advertise on Craigslist anymore. The government banned it. And the government banned the adult section on Backpage. So they all, just like, you know, when they cleaned up Times Square and 42nd Street, they all moved. So they moved to the dating section. But what they do is they pull a Facebook too. They deceive people by posting fake photographs. Like, let's say it's out here, there's a lot of Korean-owned massage therapy establishments. You know, and their advertisements, they have big-breasted, very young, perfectly airbrushed skin pictures of Asian models. They're all young. But guys were telling me, yeah, they go there, and those women in the ad are just not inside.
There's mostly old grannies there, aren't there?
They're much older, not ugly, not
attractive though.
Yeah, not old bags, not ugly, but very more average looking, maybe late 20s, 30 something Asian masseuses, but not the girls in the photo, in the ad.
Yeah.
and the same thing goes for ads for escorts, you know. And but that's another issue that I have a big peeve about, is this waste of police hours and time with these sting operations that go out there to humiliate the Johns, the customers of the prostitutes, to humiliate him and put his name and photo in the newspaper and making such a big deal about a guy who just wants to get laid. You know, meanwhile, you have, you know, all the high, what do you call it? The kingpin crooks in government.
All on the down low, by the way, a lot of them.
Politicians that probably frequent, they have escorts. Who knows? Maybe they charge it to taxpayers' dole to visit them, and
to pick up people in the men's room. A lot of politicians love to do that.
Or like this one gentleman I know that, you know, he was a county cop for a long time, but he ended up getting in trouble. I mean, he was, you know, he got busted. He used to take the drugs confiscated from drug dealer arrests and use it and sell it himself, you know. And it was a cop. I mean, you know, in other words, it gets back to the hypocrisy of Facebook community standards, what Republicans say, meanwhile they're doing worse, you know. Or they'll bitch and moan about a poor person getting a few crumbs, and they'll think nothing of big corporations getting billions of dollars a year in free taxpayers' money, or what the politicians in Washington get for free from the taxpayers. I think today in the news, a poor child was humiliated for getting a free lunch in the cafeteria. The poor kid was humiliated. I mean, there's no reason, there's no excuse to do that. You know, I'm sorry, you know. And where are the adults that are working in the school system, you know, that should be putting a stop to that?
Well, they say bullying's going to go on forever, even though there's a big campaign against it.
No, bullying's going to go on, but you don't wage war on the poor when there are the biggest crooks are not the part of the poor. The biggest crooks are part of the top 20 or 1% of the income, you know. The CEOs, the politicians that are billionaires that are in Washington, that they just keep on getting reelected. They're there forever, you know, like Mitch McConnell. They're there forever because, you know, and they cheat. They use gerrymandering. A lot of them are cheaters.
Hey, I meant to tell you something. When your profile was deleted, all your posts were deleted. That's why the groups, anything you posted as a main picture in a group is gone, and there's just members on there. That was yours, and it went with you when they took out your original profile.
It went with me, including all the front covers.
Yes.
Are gone. Yes, they're all gone.
Because you posted it, they deleted all of them.
Everything that I personally uploaded went with me. Not the group itself or the page, but gee, I don't even know what's going on.
In your pictures, man.
My pictures went with.
Every single post you had on Facebook is gone now, forever, from that particular situation.
So everything I ever uploaded in the group went with me.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So oh really? So Sarge Boyle never replied to you. Interesting.
Yeah, but he didn't. There's no picture on those groups because yours is. I just checked, and I've been leaving a few groups that you're talking about because I don't need to be part of them if you're not there. And each group has the picture gone because your picture went with it.
Yeah, I went with it. Yeah, I was erased.
Yeah.
I was erased.
Mary some money. I bet you if you offered her some money, I bet you could have been okay.
Oh, Mary from the main office.
Mary, how can we straighten this out? What kind of penalty can I pay? I guarantee you they would have fucking responded.
Mary, quite contrary. Trim that pussy. It's so damn hairy.
How much cash on board, Mary? Yeah, she would have told you if you buy a couple hundred boosts, you can stay.
Oh yeah, you gotta buy them boosts.
Because pages are for business. Yeah, I always go to Facebook when I conduct business. Facebook's my main place to do business.
You know what boosts remind me of? It reminds me of when some a TV evangelist says, send me a tithe, send your donation, and God will bless you. But the more you send me, the more God will bless you. The bigger the blessing. So the boost, what does a boost do? Does it like hold my balls up or something? Well, what does it boost?
I'm guessing, because I've never paid for it, and never shall I, it puts it in more news feeds of people. It puts it out there with people that may not be able to be reached.
Yeah, it's Mark Zuckerberg. Look. Oh, hold on. Hold on. We'll do a little more rap. Hey, guys out there. I got lucky because I stole I did what Steve Jobs and Bill Gates did. I stole all my ideas from other programmers, but I don't care because I'm a fucking Zionist. Oh, look at the schnoz I got there. Look at that nose. Oh yeah. And you know something? It's too late. I'm already rich. I own 700 acres on the Hawaiian island. I want to chase off all the native Hawaiians because I want the whole island to myself and my beautiful Asian me love you wrong time wife. And you know something? You know what you need? You don't need to take vitamins. You know what the best vitamin is for you people out there that are on Facebook? A boost. You need to pay for a boost.
A $5 will get you by real well.
Hey, listen. The bigger the boost you pay, the more rejuvenated and you'll feel. You'll feel better when you send me money as a boost. Oi, bae, oi. Oh, I am Zucker Geek. Zucker Geek.
Oh, that
I'm sorry, I disrespected Billy Bones. I had to use your.
That was Billy Bones looked like he had fun doing it.
Wouldn't it be funny if I used that as the cover photo for the show? As me Billy Zuckerberg. You know what? That might be a bad idea. Well, I'm glad you found it amusing. You know, I mean,
I'm not the only one, I'm sure.
Yeah, don't be shy in the future about doing shows on because you know we don't pull any punches. You know, any of these shows that I do. I mean, but it's something that was that we had in common in terms of social media. Yeah, you got burnt, screwed over. I got screwed over and burnt. And really shame on the people who don't want to make me administrator. You know, shame on yous. You know, good luck to yous in your future endeavor, like the fucking corporations say. You know, good luck in your future, but you know, there's always karma. You know what? Really, it's been a rough few weeks. I'm going through the process of getting a divorce from that. You know, I was people. I don't know if people realize I was a victim of a green card scam by my so-called wife, and I'm in the process of doing that. And it's not a pleasant experience.
Not quite as fun as the movie Green Card, really? Oh.
Nah, it's a green card. Nah, in real life, it's a very
ugly shit.
traumatic, unpleasant, especially when you don't see it coming. It's a very traumatic, unpleasant thing. And divorce is also very traumatic because there's a lot of memories I had, good memories, fond memories with her, and you know, they all come back. My insomnia got worse, and then what happened to me, losing everything that I built, and even worse, seeing my friends act like greedy vultures and wanna salvage whatever is there, want to take credit for my efforts, and not even. I mean, I mentioned, you know, make me an administrator, you know, especially the big groups. No, I never heard anything back from them. But you know what? And you know what? Ken Deason feels the same way. He quit. He quit one of the groups. What I'm going to do is, once I'm reinstated by my co-host, once I get the progressive discussions, I'm going to try to build that page and put. It already has a ton of political information and holistic health, but culinary, I don't know if I should. I don't know.
I try to post on there as much as possible, James.
Should I do a culinary? Make a section devoted to a regional food in the United States, like remember that post about the Illinois most favorite hotspots I posted on the food group?
I posted something about 9 places you can't avoid. Is that the same one? 9 places you must eat at, or some such nonsense.
This was a must visit, must eat at.
That's the one. Yeah. What about that?
Landmark. There were landmarks, famous landmarks in Illinois, and because I see, when I watch the Travel Channel, I see a lot of great places in the Chicago area.
Was number 1 Gene and Jude's on that list?
Well, I you know what was, of course, all the pizza joints were there, but the guy with the Italian roast beef sandwiches, where he put the juice on the bread and
I don't remember. Well,
it was Italian style roast beef sandwiches, but I like any roast beef sandwich as long as it's not well done. You know,
I don't know if that would apply to progressive discussions. I mean, a small section maybe.
Yeah, it wouldn't. It doesn't go with that.
Not
But as far as doing shows and discussing it, I mean, you seem to appreciate fine food. I mean, you like you like to chow down on good food, right? I mean, you seem to have an affinity for it.
As much as any other living human being, I love food.
Yeah, and you also know all the great places in your region.
Sure, the ribs, the deep dish pizza, the thin crusts, the cheesy beefs, the regular beef, the hamburgers.
I like both baby back ribs and Fred Flintstone ribs. I like them both.
Now, when you say Fred Flintstone, you mean like beef ribs?
Yeah, the Brontosaurus rib. Yeah, the ribs that. Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. You know something? I know we're digressing, but this could be another show. I used to go to a buffet near me because we have many buffets, and they had this fantastic beef ribs cooked in a barbecue sauce. They were big, and the meat just fell off the bone. It was very tender, and that was the first time I ever had beef ribs, because I usually just have the pork ribs, but I thought they were great.
I prefer pork ribs myself, but there's a place near me called Mugaveros that has fucking awesome ribs, bro.
They have baby backs.
Yes, yes. I've actually gotten good ribs at Sam's Club. I know, actually, Costco. These ribs, they're pretty big. They're like restaurant style.
You mean like they sell big racks?
Yes, yes. It's stuff that you heat up on the grill. Really tasty.
Wait a minute. In my town, there's an Aldi's, also an Illinois company.
German, actually.
Yeah, German owned. Oh, they have this big jar of imported sauerkraut from Germany that I put on my smoked kielbasa. Oh, that stuff is great. And I love the horseradish mustard. But they got ribs. They got a rack of pre-cooked smoked baby backs. It's a big rack. Looks like a fucking xylophone. Long. Like you can play a pan flute on it. You know, but it was big. I should try it. I mean, there I go. I'm fading. I had the pulled pork. Aldi's has pulled pork, which is really good. I've made corned beef and cabbage from the brisket that they sell there. I've had their ribeye steaks. I usually buy their Alaskan wild salmon fillet and haddock, which is top of the line codfish, and mahi mahi. I've had that, and sometimes they haven't had it in a while, but they have these big trays of shepherd's pie. You know, the Irish food.
Yes, of course.
Shepherd's pie. Oh, was that good? I mean,
Aldi once a week, bro. That's my store, Aldi.
It's so tasty. The beef with the peas underneath the mashed potatoes. You know, I highly recommend it. You know, they try to sell their own bags, but I bring laundry bags in there.
I bring my own bags. I keep bags for years.
I use laundry bags.
Either.
Yeah, like if you went in there with, you know, the plastic bag inside the paper. I'm sorry, the paper inside the plastic bag. Those are strong. Save those. You know the laundry bags. They're plaid and they have a zipper on top.
Yes.
And they're really strong bags. Well, I find them in a dollar store, and those are the ones I use as Aldi bags. And I don't care if people laugh. I tell them this is my Aldi bags. I got them. I keep them all in the back seat of the car. I got the different sizes.
I keep mine in the trunk.
You could do that. Oh, speaking of trunk, I learned something from this old lady. I keep a big cooler in the trunk for the summertime because what I do is, if I know I'm going to have to buy perishables in the warm weather, I take the frozen blue things out of the freezer. I put them in the it's silver, that big silver bag that they sell.
That's the whatchamacallit, the freezer bag they call it.
The freezer bag. It's silver on the outside. I put the blue frozen things in there. The food goes in there. The silver bag is in the cooler, and then the cooler's in the trunk. So now, if I go shopping, if I go shopping, I don't have to rush home because of the perishables. I can just take my time because the perishables are in the cooler. You know, I know we're digressing, but you know, talking about quality food is a pleasurable, important part of life. You know, and but anyway, do you have any more social media stories to tell? Anything where you got fucked over?
Oh, just the usual. You know, I think we put it all out there. The suspensions without any kind of, we can't really truly, you know, reply to them or get any word into them. It's all just it's a stacked deck, basically.
But the greedy bastards that behave like vultures, I hope you're happy. Good luck to you. I hope you take good care of the groups. One of them is outspoken like me, but if he does not make me an admin and see the Holy Spirit or whatever and make me an admin, then he's a control freak. He's on a power trip. He's on an egomaniacal power trip, honestly.
Hey, once you get back to progressive discussions, you need to make some adjustments in page roles.
What I have to do is, okay, I have moderators. I have my friend from Montreal, Canada, great guy, the one that runs Modern Medical Quackery, Mr. Robert Cheeky from Montreal, Canada. He's like us, you know.
I don't see many people posting, John, progressive discussions besides you and I.
Well, you're a huge contributor. There are other contributors, but
you
and I are the primary contributors. But I noticed that I would like to see people interact more. Like, in other words, you'll get like people's reactions to a post, or they might comment. Sometimes they'll comment, but you don't have any long strings of debating and people, you know, bucking heads. I think because I don't have enough likes. I'm not at a high level of likes to be at that point where there's a lot of action. You know, I think I have a little bit under 1,000 likes. But
well, we better get some more likes then, man. Damn it.
I gotta post it on other pages that are high volume, like Left Action. There's a page called Left Action. There's Jesse Ventura's page. I mean, pages that are high volume, that are progressive. Anonymous is another one. Yeah. Well, I'll be able to focus on it. I can also, let's see. I can also continue doing these live podcast shows.
Talking, I posted about 10 things on progressive discussions.
Oh no, you've always been a huge contributor.
I meant for all of us, bro, not just me. It's for the world.
Well, like I was saying, I don't do this for ego. I do this as a messenger, like almost like a guardian angel, you know, a messenger of truth.
The message is clear here, man.
What?
The message is clear here that, you know, we got to stand up to this bullshit.
Well, there's definitely not only corruption in politics, but there's corruption in business and in corporate offices and in social media, without a doubt.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm so pissed I could show you my Crocodile Dundee knife, my big tool. You know, but
well, we better sign off soon. We've been at quite a while, brother.
Yeah, let's sign off and you know,
on a high note though, man. You're in pretty high spirits considering what you've been through, and I got to give you kudos. Plus that pending Devo that you talked of. I mean, you're hanging in there, brother.
Thank you. You know what this is like too, when you feel like you've been beat up a bit. Doing a show like this live on YouTube, and where the world can access it, you know, it's like a form of group therapy. It is really.
Definitely.
Yeah, even when I do my weekly show with Reverend Bill, it's a form of, it's therapeutic to be able to vent and get it out.
Air your grievances so you can't be, you know, the appeals of Facebook that'll never be heard by anyone.
Yeah, the airing of grievances. Yeah, like Festivus, the airing of grievances. I don't know what's going to happen to that page because I forgot. I don't even know if there's any
admins.
I don't know what the hell's over there.
Well, I had to leave it because I have 3 pages of my own plus the one I share with you. So that kept getting put in a posting spot that I couldn't have it. So I'm sorry, I had to leave it.
You were spread out pretty thin.
Well, I just had too many groups to deal with. Not groups, I mean pages. Let me rephrase that.
Now you're the page. Let me guess. The page with the girls I bet has a lot of likes by now.
Yeah, I don't even know how many. I also have a rock and roll page and just a fucking crazy goof page called MVP for my initials.
Yeah. You ever promote the rock page on the girly page and the girly?
I think I've done that. I posted the shit everywhere I could, and then I just gave up after a while, you know.
Well, if the volume is the girly page,
you post everything there.
Then post the heavy metal page on the girly page.
All right.
And then if you have any your favorite videos, something that really gets you going, post that on the girly page, and try to get people.
Where does it tell you how many likes you have on a page?
Let me think. Is it in the upper right or left? It does tell you how many likes. I think it's in the left. It might be like in the left below the front cover.
I'm not seeing it. Let's see. 90 likes plus 32 this week. I think it's likes on posts. Well, 90 people, that's not a lot.
You got 90 likes on the girly page?
Yeah.
90?
Yeah.
But you got the hottest women on your page.
I don't know. I guess I'm kind of trying to keep a low profile on that because of Big Brother wanting to shut my other page down. I'm not sharing it all that much.
Why don't you try to get like a hookup thing going where you get it's hard to get females on a page like that, because females
want to get paid?
Yeah, the females that are in the photographs, they're getting paid good money to wear those outfits like that, to look the way they look. But to get females, they wouldn't click like unless they were lesbians, because then they would be gawking at the photos. But those dating sites, by the way, if you join one, they throw everyone at you. But you know how many risque, not dating sites, I'm sorry, Facebook dating groups,
which are all bullshit, by the way.
Which are bullshit, because I got thrown off one called Facebook Dating, and the guy was a real pussy. The administrator was such a pussy. He lived in Connecticut. I says, I love to use your face as a speed bag and just jab it several dozen times. He was like a real pussy. Like I was saying something I was talking about fake profiles and who they like to scam, who they target. And then I was talking about, unfairness in dating, online dating sites where they ask men for their income. They want you to put down how much you make. And honestly, I think that question is very rude, and it's no one's business what anyone's income is.
It's fucking a moot point.
On a dating site, it's none of your fucking business. So you're you're sizing me up for what I can do for you, and I mentioned all this reality. I mentioned about the girls that say the guy's got to buy me cocktails, fancy dinners. He's got to take me to a Broadway shows, concerts. So I'm saying, well, what do you bring to the table? Honestly, do you have baggage? Are you all that? Are you hot? Are you a Sports Illustrated swimsuit model that you're saying you're demanding concerts and shows and cocktails? That the cocktails alone are almost $10 each.
I heard of a place where it's $15 a drink. So yeah.
You mean like a martini, like an apple martini?
I don't know, because I'm not going.
Yeah, one chick says to me, "Oh," all of a sudden she goes, "Oh, I drink only apple martinis." I says, "What do you drink when you're out with your girlfriends?" She didn't answer me. I says, "I know what you do. You probably drink very inexpensive drinks. Because you're on a date with a guy, all of a sudden you only drink apple martinis at $15 a pop. Come on, cut the shit." And what guarantee, what return on his investment is he going to get? Spending all that money.
Hey, good news. James Comey will be testifying publicly now.
Oh, now
Trump to dump you.
James Comey will be more outspoken than ever before.
Yes, he's got nothing to lose. He's been fired.
And Barack Obama can be as outspoken and can spill the beans and rat up anybody because he's not president anymore and he's giving speeches
for big money, $400,000 a speech.
I don't know. Look, you know what? I blame the person paying the 400 grand. I don't blame Barack Obama. You know, Hillary Clinton was right in one respect. Hey, they offered me that money. What am I going to do? Not take it? They offered. If it, listen. If they offer me $400,000 to make believe to do impersonations of Mark Zuckerberg and go like this,
you do it for $4 or even free, I think.
Oh, I'm doing it for free now.
Hey, by the way, McCain's, I like to call him McCandy Kane. McCain's calling for independent Russian Trump investigation now that Comey's been fired.
Oh, Donald Trump. He said, remember when he liked to do this all the time. Remember when he says, I'm going to put American steel, I'm going to bring back American steel back. I'm going to put American steel in your spines. You will have American steel in your spine. But meanwhile, it was Russian steel that was going into your spine. And he said, oh, you're going to be winning so much that you're going to say, please, President Trump, please slow down. I'm winning too much. It's too much winning. You know where he got that winning from? Charlie Sheen. When Charlie Sheen had that controversy with the prostitute friends.
And his HIV.
He got HIV?
Chuck? Charlie
Sheen?
Dude, Mr. Know-It-All, you didn't hear his announcement like a year ago or whatever?
No, I didn't know yet. I know that Magic Johnson.
Oh, Charlie Sheen's quite positive, brother.
Oh, so he was like banging hookers left and right?
Without condoms. And by the way, I just posted a Facebook post.
With condoms?
Risque with Yvonne DiCarlo from her younger years. She's not nude, but it's suggestive in a Munsters group. Let's see what happens to me.
Yvonne DiCarlo, a young Yvonne DiCarlo was had some body on her.
Yeah, so it was from a page called Iconic Cool, and it was her with holding up a towel or something, and just very suggestive and sexy. And I'm posting it just to see what's gonna happen, how many likes or complaints I'll get.
Do you know that I had a lot of really hot-looking Barbara Eden photos on that group too? Younger Barbara Eden.
And this group is about nothing, you mean?
Yeah, Barbara Eden was
oh, she was a gorgeous woman.
Yeah. This was like it looked like it was either during or even before. It could have been modeling photos before I Dream of Jeannie. You know what I've been doing since I don't have all these groups to worry about. I've been watching like sci-fi, the Science Channel mostly. I've been watching all these documentaries on like Adolf Hitler, on Nazi Germany, like things I never knew. The Science Channel, the show about the wormhole with Morgan Freeman, on the universe. I'm telling you, there are so much educational stuff on cable if you really look for it. There were these guys that were looking for sunken treasure in the Caribbean. Some very famous ships that went down with a lot of gold and a lot of booty, and they actually had, they went to this governmental building in Spain that actually listed what the ships had on them. when they went down. Actually, you know, right the inventory, right to the T, everything that was on the ships when they were lost.
Hey, is that your phone? Is that Zuckerberg?
Yeah, no, that's probably
Gary, maybe? Or Bruce Wayne?
that's Ken Create, the guy I perform with when I play African drum.
Cool.
He calls it this time. But anyway, yeah, I was supposed to jam with this rock group with my drum yesterday. The second time they stiffed me. I says, no more. I'm not doing this anymore. You know, I set everything up and I'm ready, and they don't show. I wanted to play with them. I thought it would be fun. You know, they're very good guitarists, and you know, I don't even know if you won't be able to see the drum if I played it here, but
well, I gotta sign off. I've got to get through the phone call, but it's
okay.
Good connecting with you. We've been on for an hour and a half, man.
We actually did an hour-and-a-half show.
Fuck yeah! Time flies when you're airing grievances.
The airing of grievances. That's right. The Festivus airing of grievances. You know what? Until next time, I salute Mick Von Raven.
Right back at you, James, and good to see you back in the fold.
Right, and I have to make alias email addresses on Yahoo. Somebody,
fun, isn't it?
Somebody taught me you got to have them aliases to just in case something goes down.
I have 3 emails, and they busted 2 of mine and said they were fake and wouldn't let me on the other 2.
Yeah, well, they have to be verifiably like real emails, but
well, they were, but they wanted my name. I used screen names, and they didn't like that.
Oh, you can't use screen names.
Zippy the Pinhead on one of them. I put my profile picture of the Zippy character from our Crumb.
What if I use the name Dick Cummins?
Bend Over Pizzeria.
Dick Prickcock or Dick
Gymnasium.
What?
Gymnasium.
Or
Mike Hunt.
Or what about a Russian? I can be a Russian. Ivan Jakinov. My God. You know, we had years ago when I worked with Seafood, there was a regional manager named Michael Hunt, and when they paged him, we were hysterical. Mr. Michael Hunt, Mike Hunt. Anyway, listen, it was great seeing you again, and
we'll be in touch always.
We'll be in touch, and until we come up with another great theme, which I'm sure will arise, you know, we'll do something in the future.
Bon voyage.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye.
Good night.